What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the Brown Fox Podcast. My name is Matt, and joining alongside me, as always, Joseph, or as I like to say, Big Joe. How are you, brother?
I'm doing good, Big Matt.
I have a tendency to call everyone big, even if they're not big, even though you're a bit of a gym guy yourself. But anyways, welcome back to episode 12, guys. Glad you could join us today. We are super excited to get into the meat of the podcast today. Looking forward to it. But look, I think we're just going to get straight into it with the important stuff of the podcast. And without further ado, straight in.
This room is different.
Yeah, we didn't address that actually.
No, we didn't.
Well, we'll address it afterwards. Just wanted to get... There it is.
Oh, I missed it. Okay.
Wanted to get straight in. Oh, okay. So... Today's dad joke by myself, and I'm keen to hear yours as well. So, 5 out of 4 people admit they're bad at fractions.
That's a fact.
All right, let's see yours.
This is too good. I think you've got me beat.
No, yours was good last week. Oh, last episode.
No pressure. What did the fried rice say to the shrimp?
Not sure.
Don't walk away from me.
That was good. That was good. That was awesome.
That's all right.
Awesome.
I was a bit worried I'd misquote it just then. I was like, wait, what's the punchline?
As we were saying earlier, though, we are in a different room today. Usually, past few episodes, we've been outside. It's been great. But we thought we'd change it up a little bit today. And we are, as you can probably see behind us, so we actually work from a shared office, which is a renovated church. So there's some a couple of nice stained glass windows behind us. So it's a bit of a change in scenery, but...
Yeah, hopefully it doesn't stain our video. Sorry, dad joke segment was over.
That's your number 2. I'll make sure that I bring a second one at the end of the podcast. But I really do hope, obviously I want to do as little post podcast audio editing as possible. I feel like there might be a little bit of reverb though, but it is what it is.
I have no idea what you're talking about. Bow.
All right, thanks guys for watching. We'll see you next week. Oh man, it's we're already.
It's a good day.
Already off the rails. Yes. Speaking of days, how's your week been?
I knew you were going to say that. Speaking of weeks, how's your month been?
How's your week been, man?
Yeah, it's been pretty weak. No, the puns have to stop eventually.
No, it's what we're here for. It's the viewers have just dropped like 90%.
Yeah, come back, free candy. No, it's been
no. These days it's free Wi-Fi.
Yeah, that's true.
Yes,
that's true. And
I've seen memes like that. Like back in the 90s, it was free candy, and now it's free Wi-Fi.
Yeah, that's true. Actually,
yeah. Enjoying these shorter weeks.
Actually, have
talking
about it in the office before about. What would it be like to actually do a 4-day working week?
We were talking about that. So it would be a vibe.
Yeah.
I think the main argument for it is like essentially you work obviously one less day. So in the hope that you're more productive in those 4 days rather than the 5. You get paid for the 5, which is pretty cool. But it would essentially, productivity would, not sure how much it would raise percentage wise, but yeah, I mean, where was it, like Sweden or something?
It was somewhere in the great north of the world where I think they were trialing it. Yeah, and it seemed pretty good.
Yeah,
and I know there are even probably locally that we might not even know, but I'm pretty sure there are businesses already in Australia that are doing 4-day work weeks.
Yep.
Because there's been versions of it throughout, like a 9-day fortnight and things like that I've worked in before in other jobs. But a 4-day working week it's got some appeal.
Yeah.
I can see the appeal, especially with the way that the world is now and the attitude towards work and it being part of life and not living to work. That whole thing, I see the appeal. And honestly, after this slew of long weekends, I feel a lot more refreshed coming in on Tuesday. I talked to Joe about this the other day, but again, the same thing. Like when I came in on the Tuesday, I was feeling more refreshed and ready to go. And not that I'm ever feeling super out of it on the Monday, but yeah, it was good. Yeah. Absolutely. Yeah.
So then now no more, except for the one coming up, no more public holidays for 6 months. I don't know.
Still, I don't know where our listeners are, but yeah, here we've got in Brisbane, Queensland, we have 3 long weekends in a row. I can't remember the last time that was the case.
4, wasn't it?
Maybe it is normally,
3 or 4.
and I just forget.
Not sure.
I honestly don't really take stock of when the public holidays are. Yeah. But anyway, good.
Yeah.
Good talk.
I have something to pose at you. Instead of a 4-day week, we work 4.5, right? And then we take the Friday afternoon off, play some golf.
Why don't we just end the podcast right here and head out?
Yeah, let's go.
Now that we've also picked up amateur golfing as part of what we do.
Yes, that's part of our service here at Brown Fox. We take you out for a game of amateur golf.
But it is one of the qualifiers, I think, to people who are looking to join the team.
Yep.
If you don't want to have a swing, don't come editing.
No. You should have said, if you don't want to have a swing, then don't bother swinging by the office.
Yeah, well,
I don't know.
You vote. I just can't help it, man. Like every time we sit here, I'm like, we're gonna have a really good professional chat, and then I just I don't know.
It's Pun City.
It just happens, man.
It's Pun City.
They know, the audience. All 2 of them know.
They're all aware.
All of
now.
our faithful 2.
They're all aware. So
yeah,
cool. Look, it is now time for, once I pull up my little soundboard thingy, there it is.
It's
growing. Now time for Fact of the Day. Cool. So today's Fact of the Day, once again video related. Apparently, 85% of Facebook video is watched without sound. So that got me thinking, if that's the case, visuals have to be on point.
Oh, that's an interesting perspective.
That not what you were... That was my first thought.
Yeah, because typically that stat is used because of subtitles.
Yeah, actually. See, I didn't think of that first up. There you go.
Yeah. But yeah, no, fair enough.
Both.
I mean, we all know that... Not we all know, but I'm pretty sure that stat is composed of people just using their phone where they're not meant to.
Yeah, that's true.
Or watching on the toilet.
We've all done it. We all still
Although
do
if you were on the toilet, you'd probably want sound to cover up some of the goings on and the proceedings of the moment.
Do you know from
you'd
experience?
want the sound to cover it.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
professional podcast once again.
Yeah. So good.
No,
So
but
good.
that's true though. Like that's true. Especially because the autoplay feature. If someone has their phone turned to silent and then the autoplay feature just lets the videos roll, at least you have a chance of catching their attention with the subtitles.
Yeah.
But you're right. Yeah, visuals as well.
Both.
What do you think? What do you think about it?
Yeah, as I said, I feel like if obviously that is the case and people are just flicking through, first of all, it has to grab someone's attention. Otherwise, why would they stop and stay watching, they keep scrolling, whatever. I mean, it has to grab people's attention as soon as like in the first 2 or 3 seconds sort of thing. And so with no sound, obviously visuals and subtitles have to kind of make up for there not being any sound. And so, yeah.
I have seen a tactic recently used by people to make their videos more appealing to watch is they seem to start their video off with, I've seen it in real estate videos, but they start their video off with some kind of a current meme video or a funny attention grabbing video.
Yep.
Like I've seen someone do it where we've seen it where they start the video and it's like the ball comes and hits the screen and goes into the video.
Yep.
and that gets your attention pretty quickly.
Caught me off guard, that's for sure.
Yeah.
But yeah. Whoa. Way to go. Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah. Anyway.
Exactly.
Good fact.
Look, the actual meat that I'd love to get into today's, cooking a Scotch fillet there, are you? Yeah, that's awesome. Look, I want to throw sorry. It's off the rails. I want to throw a hypothetical at you. So say there's a small business owner out there and either they've just started out or they've been in the game for a few weeks, months, even years. Still a small business, and they're interested in they're interested in utilizing video in some way for their business. They're looking to just get started somewhere. What would you say is probably the number one, or not necessarily number one, but what would you say would be a really good and strong starting point for them in terms of the type of video in the hope to get them to get their presence out that next level in the form of video? What would you say?
So when I look to engage a new, like become a customer of someone else, and I go to their website, it's typically to check and do my own research, which is currently, this day and age, it's the world of people doing their own due diligence and their own research when they come to make decisions on things, right?
Yep.
We're past the age of being sold at, super hard, super strongly sold at, and it's come to the point where people are educating themselves on their own problems and their own decisions. So when I look to a company's website, one of the first indicators that I look for is to see, is there a video there that tells me who these people are, and what they do and why they do it.
Yep.
If I see that video and I'm on their homepage, I'll typically my own behavior. I'll stay and watch it.
Yep.
Without thinking about it from a video marketing perspective. I will just get to know that person, and I don't bounce off their website. Typically, it lets me get more. I understand by the end of the video, however much I consume of that video, I'll have a good sense of what it is that they do, if we're going to be a good fit, if it's a good, well put together video. So all that to say that I really do believe that a strong video foundation for any business owner, if it's the correct fit for them, is to have a video that tells their brand's message, who they are, what they do, why they do it, how they're different from others, and how to engage their services. And so to cut it really short, I think that one of the most important videos that a business should have is a video that tells people what their brand is about.
Yep.
Yeah.
And what's that called?
It can be called any number of things.
Yeah.
I've seen it being called a brand video. I've seen them called brand films, brand stories, brand messages. Ourselves, we create a video like that we term the video business card, because it's essentially like you hand someone this video and they can learn everything they need to know about a business. So again, the terminology, even though it's fun to have some terminology, the principle is that I believe that a video that tells people very succinctly whether they're going to be a good fit for them as a customer or a client is a fundamental piece in a video strategy for a business.
Yep. So I guess like touching on that, if you're like in an environment, in a setting where you have the opportunity to, give out a business card, or whatever, tell people about your business, your company, that's awesome, go for it. But then along with that, it also gives you the chance to be like, hey, also check out our video. And as you said, and we've said many times, it allows that person to know everything that they need to know about them, in 2 to 3 minutes. And
so a lot of the time that I spend talking to business owners and starting to understand their problems that they experience, again, we personally in our approach, and this, is we take a very problem-solving approach. It's not just we don't just go out and create a video just because we want to create a video. So typically when it comes to videos like this one, the problems that I hear or see are typically that people don't know who we are, or don't fully understand or grasp the importance of what we do or what it is that we actually do. Sometimes, even though it's obvious what you do, people don't know how you do it, and you may have a very unique approach, and you can spend time talking to someone and explaining to them what it is that you do and your point of difference and all of that. Or alternatively, you can send them an engaging video that shows them that experience. Because what we're trying to do with videos like this is you're trying to bring someone into the experience of being exactly who they are. Like, as in, a good brand video will allow the viewer to picture themselves in that situation.
They feel like they're there in the moment without actually physically being there. Yeah.
Yeah,
exactly.
So a video like this, when it's effectively done, again, and I'm not saying that we do it the best in the world or anything, it's just something we do a fair bit. And so on principle, just like a good movie, if you see the principle here is we don't want to make the principle here is that the business who is creating a video like this isn't trying to make themselves the hero of the video. They're not an effective video like this. The business creating it should not be saying, "Hey, look at us." That's not the most effective video that a business should make.
Yeah.
Because then it's just all about us. Look at us. Look at all the things we do, what we do. But what a video like this can do is allow the customer to essentially have a very mini consultation with them, that they see the customer sees their own problem. Let's put some hypotheticals to it. Again, I'm trying to think of just a really random industry off the top of my head. Accountant. I listened to an accountant speak this morning. So accountant firm, again, there's many accountants out there, and there are good ones, there are bad ones. So yeah, that's already your first thing. There's good ones, there's bad ones. If you're a good accountant, and you have, especially if you have a connection with certain types of people, certain people that you know you resonate with, and they hear your voice saying to them with strong visuals that attach that message, and it says, "Have you had problems sleeping at night because you just didn't know whether your business was going to survive?" Random hook I just threw out there. Oh, maybe you think, "Oh, that is me," as a starting point. Just hypothetical, not an actual script or anything. Well, this is something that this accounting firm might be able to then build on and say, "Look, now this is your problem. This is who we are. We actually solve problems like this. We do this by doing this. We do tax planning. We do these services, etc., etc." But essentially, distilled very well into some kind of a story where the customer can see themselves victorious at the end if they work with this particular accounting firm. And yeah, so without dragging on that point, that essentially is what I feel is one of the most effective fundamental pieces of video strategy. And sometimes people just term them as brand videos, and that's cool. In terms of, it's not about, again, sorry, it's not about the terminology of what the video is called. Yeah. It's what this kind of video can be.
Yep.
And the thing that I really believe in is an effectively told story like this doesn't just have to live on a website. It can be used at any place where you would communicate this message is where a video like this can work for a business. And that's why I feel it's, again, one of the first videos that should be created with a strong direction and a strong message behind it.
Yep.
And not
nice.
Oh, it's a
coffee getting to you.
It's a karage coming up.
Ah, true. Oh, you might have to call timeout now.
Yeah. We might have to just chop. Well, I forgot my train of thought, but yeah.
Yeah, that's right.
You want to bounce some thoughts after that?
Honestly, everything that you said there, like, it's a video. Yeah, I believe that a video, like a brand video business card is a great sort of, for any business looking to utilize video for the first time sort of thing, is a great starting step, because it kind of lays the foundations for their video presence sort of thing, for other customers, people to see, who they are, what they're about, why they do it, and why they differ from others in the game. And
absolutely. And the key thing here that a lot of video production people, ourselves included, we talk about story, and we talk about
Yeah.
story being the key to doing this well. Unfortunately, the word story gets tossed around so much today that
Yeah.
it's a buzzword
Yeah.
that sometimes I feel like it's lost its meaning.
Yeah.
Because yes, it is a storytelling piece, but the truth is, with the purpose of these kinds of videos, stories matter, but not all people's stories matter. So it's not that you create a video to tell your story and just explain your entire life story. The beauty of doing this well is you understand what parts of a story, what parts of someone's personal journey or their journey need to be extracted and then formulated into a video where the story gets told that a potential client, customer can resonate with it. And sometimes that story is deep and emotional, and sometimes it's not. But the bottom line is a video like this should be true to the person it's being made for, so that they can go, this is my video representation of me and my business. If you watch this, you will experience essentially what we are.
Yeah.
And ideally, that replaces a lot of FaceTime of people having to do that same thing, explaining that same story, and it doesn't always. There's a time and place for it to be used. It's not like you just eliminate all human interaction, but it allows people to take their time back, and it essentially brings a potential customer into their experience if it's done well. So that's why, again, that's why I feel like it's a very effective fundamental video for any business.
Yeah, and I feel touching on what you said just then, a video business card. It's the purpose of it is not to tell your whole life story. You can save that for a podcast, and that's where if you want, and that's where there's a whole range of different sorts of videos that a business can utilize. If you wanna put your whole life story out there, that's awesome. Let's get a podcast sorted, sort of thing. But video business, or any long form sort of video content. But yeah, video business card. Yeah, as you said, I think I really have anything to add to that. But I think I wanted to ask what would be because there's nothing stopping a company, a business, somewhat creating videos themselves and putting them up, phone interviews or something like that. There's nothing stopping them, and that's awesome. Go for it. What would be the main difference between, say, them doing it internally versus, say, calling upon a video production to create that for them? What would be kind of the driving the factors?
The driving range.
That
Yeah.
try not
See what he's got on his mind.
No. Keep it down. Yeah, keep it down. No, but what would be the differentiating factors, I guess, or the?
Oh, you talk. Okay, let's talk about context here. So, what's the context? Is it to get a video? Are you talking about any video? Or are we talking about what we were talking about there, like the video business
I mean,
card
specifically
or
VBCs, but any video. But let's just stick with VBC, like a video business card or a brand video for now. Yeah,
I think it's super simple answer. It's just like everyone else. You're in your business because that's what you do best.
Yep.
We and other videographers are in this business because that's what we do best. It's a simple answer. It depends on how much you value your time.
Yep.
And it depends on how much you value the stories being told correctly when it matters. Because again, I do believe that there is, like you said, video is now, we've said it before on another chat, that it's essentially, it's the attention, the currency of attention today.
Yep.
Everyone's going to be using it. The next generation is living on it. They will know how to create their own videos. There's no questioning that. They already do. I could never in my wildest dreams have imagined 3-year-olds editing videos, but yet they're on YouTube scrolling, knowing how to do it. This is now. It's not even the future.
Yeah.
But like, do you as a business owner, if you believe in this medium, do you have the expertise to do it effectively with the time that you have? If the answer is yes, then by all means go for it. But if you don't, then again, just like anything else, it's switch it with anything else, any other industry. I could fix my own tap. I could attempt to fix my own tap. Or I could ask a plumber who knows what they're doing that I trust to do the job well and that's qualified to do that job. And they'll do it properly. I won't have to probably fix that up again or worse, replace it.
Yep.
Same thing as anything. If, a builder, I could try and attempt to build a house. Or I could engage someone who does it night and day, a buyer's agent. I could attempt to go and research for houses during my spare time, but they're doing this 8, 12 hours a day.
Yep.
It's what they live and breathe. And I think that's the same. It's just the same principle. It's up to you. Everyone has a choice when it comes to creating videos for your business. If you believe in what it does, again, I feel like that's one of the qualifiers. If you don't believe in it, then just don't do it.
Yeah.
You'll be you have the wrong mindset for it to start with. But if you actually believe in what video does for a business, and if you do believe that this is how people will communicate going forward, then you need to do it. It doesn't matter that we're in a video business and we're talking. I'm in the process of updating our YouTube channel because we've neglected it. And that's us. Again, I need to practice what we preach.
Yeah.
If we're preaching to people that you need to create videos for your business, we need to create it for ours.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
it's one of those things of the cobbler's kids don't have their shoes. Man, that is not the saying. It's essentially that you don't have time to do your own the things that you do best. Wow, what was that saying? The cobbler's kids have bad shoes. Oh man. Or essentially the mechanic's car is the one that has the leaks. I don't know. These are butchered sayings.
I get what you're saying though. I get what you're saying.
But yeah, I'm just driving home that fact that this is, again, it's not a question. Okay, I want to stray away from the question of is video effective. I feel like that's a null point at the moment. We're talking from the mindset that it is. And so yeah, if a business wants to try and do something like this themselves, they have to understand that if it takes us as professionals anywhere from 20 to 100 hours to do a video like this, that's with time that we know what we're doing with. So as long as you know that it's going to take you a lot of time and effort to do it as well, that's the only thing. It's, do you want to do it yourself, or do you value your time enough that you have someone else do it for you if you believe in it? So I could keep talking down that line, but it's essentially that.
Yeah. That's good. I think a quick little question that businesses should really think about for their business if they haven't utilized video. I think it's not really a matter of if, it's kind of a matter of when. Like, given where we are in this current century, where life is going, where life is at, where businesses are at, the currency of, as you were saying, the currency of attention today, that being video. And it's not taking away anything from, photography or blogs or any other form of media as such, but as 3-year-olds, learning how to do stuff that you wouldn't have ever dreamt of them doing 5, 10, 15 years ago, and it's,
I'm a big Gary V fan. He's a big influence in the way that I approach creation of content and just the way that I approach operating in business these days. But he says it in, there's 2 things that come to mind. Is number one, when it comes to other mediums, I think there is it's not a matter of you just do one medium. It's always of communication. It's firstly, if you're a business owner and you're looking to say DIY, or even if you are looking to do something long term as a content creation strategy, I really believe, like Gary has said, is do what you are best at. So if you are best at written word, then you should be writing. If you're best at speaking, then you should be doing things that are audio. And if you have a good presence, ideally you're also a good physical presence. Ideally, you are also showing yourself on video, because like you said, they all have their place. they all have a function. The only thing is that video is the one that's closest to reality
Yeah.
because it's closest to the experience. You know, like I read books all the time and I don't know what those people sound like. But then I have an audio book. I'm like, oh, that's what they sound like. And then I watch a video and I go, oh, that's what that person is like.
Yep.
And that's the summary of why video as a medium is important.
Yeah.
And so I agree with you on that note.
Touching on that, like being able to, reading, audio, there's nothing like actually watching them on video. It's the closest you can get to like actually knowing, and knowing them. You do get to know them. You feel like after watching, a few videos on them, and then say you meet them for the first time, it's kind of like you feel like you already know them. And I think that's what video can do. That's the power of video, and
Yeah, and that's why when you were talking about what is the most, I guess the single first foundational piece in any video strategy that goes beyond stopping the scroll. So we're talking about creating video assets that last and that speak your message, that are core to your messaging. That's why a branding type video like this, like what we term a video business card, is so important because, like we said, the power of video in experience. You're letting people experience that as succinctly as possible. And when you add that professional level, again, when you add the professional level on top of it, if someone knows how to really edit and cut and shoot a video, then again, your image itself, perception's reality, right? If somebody sees something and perceives you to look a certain way, at the end of the day, that's their reality of what they saw.
Yeah.
You know, I could shoot a video here, and you could see, we were looking at the video here, and all you see is this. So for all you know, the wall is here, and the wall is there. But that's all you know because that's what we've shown you. And in a weird way, that's what we do in video because we show the things that people need to see and give them the experience of what it is that they need to see to understand a business. So on a technical level, we would use skills such as knowing how to shoot that to tell the story correctly, how to shoot it. So if this was where you were, we would show that a wide shot, here is the full room. Now, maybe a detail of what something looks like there, and then a close-up here. Why? That's technical ability that any good videographer and video production company has. The storytelling, the practical knowledge of how to, we know that this light here is of a certain white balance, and there's a white balance effect changes coming because of coming through the stained glass window, and et cetera, that you may not have if you don't live and breathe this as a craft.
We're always, Joe and I are always having a little challenge each time we film. All right, what's your white balance? We always try and guess, and closest to, But
So if you do have somebody creating content for you and you don't already have a video that speaks about your brand message, you probably should. You should probably have a chat with that person and see if that's something that you can develop because you're missing out on the opportunity if all you see video as is stopping people from scrolling, which again, it's part of the video world is knowing how to do that, knowing how to grab attention. But if you don't have these videos that are in your business, part of your key processes and your sales method, et cetera, you're missing out on what video can really do.
Yeah, exactly. Sorry, just adjusting my mic. Yeah, I wanted to go back to what you were saying earlier about the technical sides of things. Us as we're sort of, I was going to say us as video craftsmen, but I don't know.
Craftswomen,
We craft videos with a purpose. No, but I think when you were talking about the technical sides of things, us figuring out and us knowing what to show, what not to show, sort of thing. I think that really goes back to the very starting stages of a project, especially a new business, sitting down, getting to really know them, getting to understand their vision, their passion, their goals, what they're really after. Just getting to really know them
which then
man.
flows onto, yes, the filming. This is exactly what we need to capture, and then editing. This is exactly what we need to show on screen, and what not to show on screen.
Yep.
Just as like you were saying, the walls could be a meter from you, a meter from me. You guys don't know, you know, but you know, we know what to show and what not to show, and I think that goes back to the very starting stages of really sitting down, really getting to know the client, the people that we're working with, and gaining a real understanding of who they are, what they do, and what sets them apart.
Yeah. If you think about documentaries for a minute and you go, if you like a documentary, if you're someone who's watched a documentary and you really resonated with it, you have to understand, if you're not familiar with it, is that actually a really well-crafted feature documentary was probably made over a long period of time, and that documentary filmmaker lived and breathed that world. They were in that world every day or many times throughout the year. They knew the people intimately. They were allowed to film certain parts that they knew how to get. They were comfortable with it. They became comfortable.
Yeah.
And if you know anything about the behind the scenes, so that's impractical to do for most businesses It's impractical to have a video person shadowing you night and day for several weeks or months at a time to tell a beautifully crafted documentary story about your business. It's impractical. But there's things that, like you said from the very outset, the difference between a good video production company and one that maybe doesn't have that element of strategy behind them is that someone who knows what they're doing when it comes to creating business videos, especially if they are telling stories, is that they'll ask the right questions.
Yes.
And they will take the time to understand how to portray this person and their business correctly.
Yes.
And it takes, like you said, in a smaller scale, it's a documentary style way of unpacking that information.
Exactly.
Understanding what the goals are at the end of the day, where a business sees themselves, and then also understanding things like the personality of the people, the personality of the business, things that the full experience when you combine that music, when you combine the graphical elements, the storytelling, the visuals, all the things, just condensing this beautiful nucleus if you do it well.
Yeah.
But you don't know that if you don't take time to spend time with the subjects.
Yes.
Or the test subject.
The
subject of the videos.
Yes.
And so you're right. It takes a lot of planning.
Going back to when you first start and meeting the client and getting to really know them. So that's here. And that then equals when you're editing or when you're filming, you have a clear goal, or you have a clear mind of what needs to be shown, what doesn't, what sort of story needs to be told. And ideally it should be, if everything's done right and you feel you've covered all bases, everything you would hope is smooth sailing. In creating, what did you say, the nucleus?
Yeah, I don't know.
That's good. Little ball
atomic
of amazing goodness. Yeah,
that's what it is. The new terminology.
Yeah,
for this.
we'll keep that.
Of amazing goodness.
We'll keep that in. But
that's the creation and the crafting of the video. There's other things around,
of course,
distribution and things, but we're not talking about that at the moment. We're talking about what video. I guess whether this becomes part of a podcast series of what kinds of videos a business should look into creating. Yeah. But I think that's a good starting point.
Definitely.
Hopefully that was people can mull on that for a little bit.
For sure. For sure. And with that, I think that's a perfect way to end the podcast. Thank you so much, everyone, for tuning in. Hopefully you've made it this far. If you have, thank you so much.
And timestamp comments.
Yeah.
Put some comments.
We'd love to hear
video.
your thoughts, comments.
If
everything.
there was a moment that you felt resonated with you, please leave a timestamp so we know what those moments are and we know what people want to know and talk about.
And on the contrary, if there was a moment that you thought was garbage, let us know and we'll take that to heart.
And continue voting on the best
dad
jokes.
Yes. No idea what we'll have to have a look at the comments and everything from the last podcast, but we'll see.
Thanks
Awesome,
for
man.
hosting this today, Matt.
No worries.
2 T's?
2 T's.
Okay,
Don't
good.
start. Side note, well, yeah, no, I'm not going to get into it because, yeah, it's a soft spot.
It's a soft.
Yeah, it is. Thank you guys so much for tuning in to episode 12 today. Really hope you enjoyed all the content. Again, leave a like, a comment, what you'd like us to talk more about, or what you loved or what you didn't. And yeah, we love any sort of feedback.
Yeah,
Cool.
just
So-
keep what you didn't like to yourself. It's all good. We only take positive feedback here.
Keep it down. And we will see you in the next podcast. Have a good day, guys. See ya.
See ya.
There it is. We should have done that in we should have done like a 3, 2, 1. Yeah. Yeah.